Hey all, we are at Darlington, my second full race with, I hope a better car than I had the last time. I think I only had like a 95, 90, 90 car or something, and I managed a very rough 8th. Here, I have a better car. I qualified somewhere in the top 10. You might have picked that up. So I got a fast car. Yeah, but not that fast. You can't go that fast below the white line there. So I wasn't thinking I was going to have a very good race, and I wasn't thinking about recording. So this is why this is just a replay, and there's no in-car on this one, so it'll be a much shorter vid. I did add some time on the end in case I talk too much, because I usually talk too much. And I was very happy that I finished so well, but while I was doing the race, while you're driving, I've said it before, Darlington is like one of those tracks to me that, yeah, it's got 4 turns, but they're really like, 6 or 7 or 8. Like, you get into turn 1, it's on the restart, so I could do that. I just, I don't have enough confidence in the setup at certain points on the track. Getting into 1 is one of them. It feels weird, and it's not getting into 1 the way I want it to, regardless of how fast it is. So I'm kind of very tentative getting into 1 and nowhere near as aggressive as I typically would be. That's the auto thing took over on the caution. So, getting into 1, I gotta be low. If I'm high, I'm gonna hit the wall. So I gotta go low into 1 and even cut below the white line to get the bottom groove. Kind of like you can do at Bristol. Knowing it's gonna pop up into that low groove. And then you gotta get around like the first apex here. And then it changes, and then you got to be below the bump coming out of 2 if it takes you all the way. It's a very tough track to explain to somebody. And then you're going into 3, you got to let off, and the best thing I found to do is to find the speed and the spot to let off without hitting the brake, so that you can roll all the way past the apex till you can hit the gas again without smacking the wall, just shooting you up into the wall. And holding it down, even if it slips up with older tires, and just, keep it in the gas all the way into 1. Yeah. This is my Bubba Wallace moment, I admit. It's like, why isn't the caution coming out? And I was kind of like, I was so into the intensity of the race, you're like, your mind isn't thinking right. I got my caution. That's a good thing. So here I am. This is the last run. I don't think there's a caution after this. And 147 laps, I believe. So here we are, like 13 laps to go, and I'm in 3rd place. I'm making a pass for 2nd. And I'm like, maybe I have a decent car. I did not know, even though I won the last stage, it was on tire, the 2nd stage was on tire strategy. Oh, there was one more caution. And I think I stayed out. And if I stayed out, that means I was confident enough in the setup at this point to be able to hold everybody off and win the race. So I got 103 speed. So see, Darlington is like this track that you think you're just out to lunch. Because it's just so demanding and technical. It's like the most technical oval, that there is. And sometimes road course racers do well on it because they're used to those quirks, from turn to turn and so on and so forth. Whereas oval track guys are just like 1, 2, 3, 4. And it doesn't diminish the talent or skill needed by, in oval tracks. It's just a different approach kind of thing. And I know people have really bash Darlington and whatnot, and it is tough. And in the last 5 or so sims, they really brought out the individual quirks in it and the difficulties, and that just survive. You know, you race at Darlington differently, and the strategy that I use that I don't really want to use is almost a necessity at a track like Darlington, because your fall off is so much that you can gain so much if your setup is a little bit off. If it's on, you can win, but still is a lot. You know, if I messed up again, or got it out of control, or just, you know, whatever, it could easily have not gone my way. You really, you know, this is a track you really have to approach with a lot of respect, because it's like every turn will try to wreck you, and it changes. 10 laps in, not even 5 laps in, the way your car drive changes from the tire wear. 10 laps in, it changes again. It's like every 5 laps you got a different car under you, and you can only be prepared so much. This is what I added on the end. I don't even know why I did this. I probably was just, you know, sweating and breathing hard, you know, trying to come to terms with the fact I actually won the damn thing. But yeah, it's one of those tracks that you really have to concentrate. It's not for the faint of heart. You know, if somebody tells me they sim this, you know, like in career mode, hey, I'm with you. It really takes a commitment. It's great if you do well or accomplish stuff, but you really have to, I guess, lower your standards. You know, I don't care how fast you are. I don't care how good a driver you think you are. Darlington is a huge equalizer in a lot of ways, both in real life and in sim racing. And NASCAR Heat 3, it was really, to be honest with you, it was like almost impossible to drive, because they got the quirks a little bit too much. Heat 4, they got them more realistic, and yeah, you can still get caught up. You can still get spun sideways, or if you're in the wrong spot coming off 2, you will just go right into the outside wall and get your Darlington stripe. But at least the cars don't shoot back across the track like they used to, you know, in older sims and such like that. And it can really give you a sense of what it is to race at Darlington, which is really cool in my opinion. So I was very happy to get through it. I practiced a lot. I practiced probably an hour before this race, but before the first race I raced here in the Xfinity car for the setup, 'cause trucks don't race here in career. I spent about 3 hours working on that setup, and a lot of that was trying to compensate for not having 100% engine. Here I'm pretty sure it showed I had 100% engine. I wasn't even paying attention like I should have been. And with a better car, you definitely have a better chance. But it is as much a marathon as anything else. I don't know what else I could say. You just got to spend a lot. It's like a road course. You got to spend a lot of time, and you got to learn the quirks, and you got to be ready for the car to change on the next turn. You know, because it'll just do that, and you'll be like, what? But you can't be like, what? You're going to be like, okay, it changed, and handle it, deal with it. And who does that best for the most, you know, will probably end up in victory lane, in my opinion. Well, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, do whatever. Thank you, and keep rolling.